let me take this opportunity to invite you to the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. So congrats, you made it this far. The beginning of the course, the beginning of the chapter, and the beginning of this episode. Now, I don't know if you're beginning to feel excited or you're beginning to feel curious. I don't even know how much fun you're expecting to have learning. Because when I first saw this chapter, like the first chapter of science, I saw that it was about crops and about agriculture. And I was beginning to feel really curious about why would a chapter begin this way? Why would a textbook choose this as their first chapter? How important is agriculture? Now, you probably might have this question, right? How important is farming and agriculture for you? So let me introduce a challenge to you. And the challenge is, what if I challenge you to, I'll give you one crop, right? Something, rice, wheat, doesn't matter what it is, one crop. That if you grow it efficiently, and if you grow it in a way that you finally get a harvest, then I'll give you 1 crore rupees. Now, would that be a challenge you'll accept? If I were to offer that challenge to you now, to the person who provides the best harvest in your class, so that you don't have to compete with professional farmers, would you be in a position to accept that challenge? Now, our aim here is to make it so that at the end of this chapter, you will be able to have a picture of what are the things that go into successfully sowing and harvesting a crop. Would that be a fair thing to do? Would that be a fair thing to learn? Now, if you still wonder how much exactly agriculture is important to a country like us, then let's do a quick Google search. Let's see what it reveals. Right? The first thing if you start searching for agriculture in India, and if you go through the basic searches that you get, something like Wikipedia, let's see what comes out of it. Right? One of the first things that, of course, there are a lot of things written. Let's pick out things that are popping out at us. Interesting facts. Now, one of the first things that you notice is that 54.6% of the Indian population are working in agriculture and related sectors. 54.6%. That's more than half, which pretty much means 1 in every 2 persons you see outside must be involved in agriculture. But I don't think that is true. So you could also think about why exactly. Is there a divide in the urban, the cities, and the rural areas? Where are these people more concentrated? Where do you think so? So if you think about that, let's see what else comes up, right? So if you look at it, but the number of farmers has decreased by about 8.6 million in the last 10 years. In other words, 86 lakh farmers have quit their jobs. They've left farming and hopefully they're doing something else, or they're not doing anything at all. We don't know. So what could be the reasons why a lot of farmers are leaving what they're doing? Is it because the crops are failing? Is it because the monsoon's failing? Are they in heavy debt and they're forced to do something else? Or are they just finding better opportunities in the cities or better opportunities in other fields? We don't know, but something is happening here, isn't it? Because 86 lakh people have left farming and have moved on to other things, hopefully. Now, what else do we see? Oh, wow, India ranks 2nd worldwide in terms of farm output. I guess the first one must be the US, United States of America. So we rank 2nd in the overall farm output. So we produce a lot, right? Let's see what else comes up. If you take a look at this, what you'll realize is that India actually has the 2nd largest cultivatable land area, or arable land it's called, ARABLE. It has the 2nd largest of this in the entire world. And if you take the irrigated land, India is the 1st. So pretty much India kind of has been for a very, very long time an agricultural economy and continues to be, right? Even though the contribution of agriculture to our country's GDP, it's called, have you heard of GDP? Yeah, the gross domestic product. It's one of the ways of measuring the progress of a nation, one of the ways. So the agriculture's contribution to this has been reducing, but all said and done, even today, a lot, more than half, as you can see, of the population is still involved in agriculture, making it extremely important to know the basics about. And also because the challenge that I've offered to you, a 1 crore challenge, yeah, the ones who are taking it very seriously can go ahead and do that, right? It's a 1 crore challenge about being able to cultivate one crop that we give you in a way that is successful so that you can harvest it at the end. So would you know what all have to be done? Would you know which crop to grow on which kind of soil? Yeah. Would you know how much water a particular crop needs? Do you know the kind of weeds that might affect or the kind of pests that might affect that particular crop? Now, these are very interesting. Even if you try to grow a little garden in your house, you know that successfully growing a little plant and making it flower and making it grow is a pretty challenging task because there are so many factors that might affect it. So if you're willing to accept this challenge and begin learning now, we're going to start and see some basic ideas about how agricultural practices are happening in the country, how they used to happen, how they're happening now, and how they might happen in the future.